And I just want to know if you perhaps had an absent dad or not. How would one deal with becoming a man without that, without that father figure? Hmm. Well, my dad wasn't around much either. He traveled a lot, so it's mostly just my mom and my sister, and so we weren't really close. So I can understand, and I think a part of that, like what I was sharing earlier, was were the source of a lot of the lack of confidence growing up. Lack of confidence, the lack of um, the lack of self belief. I dealt with all these things, and so how to deal with it. That's what drove me to start training. That was a big driver to start training my body, so this way I can feel stronger, so I can feel more confident. So how to deal with it? I believe it's on two folds. You want to feel strong, but the best way to feel strong is to be strong. You don't have to be the strongest person, but you want to feel the strength in your body. But know that the main thing comes with seeing the agreements that we have made about who we are. A lot of times people are needing to prove themselves. We don't feel confident about ourselves, so we have to prove to ourselves that we are smart so we can feel confident when we say something. We have to prove to ourselves that we are attractive. So this way we can speak to the opposite sex with confidence. We have to prove to ourselves that we are worthy, worthy of hanging out with these people. So we try to go and grovel at their feet because this person is so special. So we do all this stuff for them. There's this constant proving. We have to identify where are we proving? Where in our life and the way that we're acting are we trying to prove something? Once we identify that I keep acting this way because I'm constantly proving myself, then we dive in and go, okay, what is it that I don't believe about myself? Oh, ultimately, I don't believe I'm attractive enough. You know, I don't believe that I am smart enough. Whatever it is, I don't believe I'm just worthy and just good enough to be around those people, to have that type of success. Once we recognize that there's that going on, then we go and dive in and challenge this idea, this agreement that we created, and we go, where did this come from? When in my life did I feel not worthy? When in my life did I feel like I was unattractive? When in my life did I feel unvaluable? And we start to remember that, man, there was this time back in the day and this thing happened and we felt that way. And that event was so traumatizing for us. Maybe just personally for us, maybe for other people, they couldn't even tell. Like they didn't, it was just no thing. It wasn't a big deal for them. But the way that we experienced was that. And when we can go back to that event and we take a look at that event and we recognize that that's how we defined that event. We made this agreement about ourselves afterwards. We can look at that event and we can now look at it with an adult pair of eyes, you know, and decide, is this still accurate? Is this still relevant? That's what happened before, but is it relevant now? Should I believe this now? And a lot of times we're going to find that we don't share the same opinion that we did when we were still teenagers or still in childhood. We don't share the same opinion anymore. We know more now. But we never re questioned the way that we saw ourselves because we never did this exercise of going back and identifying it. But now when we identify, we get to change the way that we see it. We realize that that thing happened. It still happened. And that's the way I saw it before, but I don't see it that way anymore. The way that I saw it before was false for me now. It was relevant when I was 12, but now that I'm 20, it's a different story, right? So we start to do that with different things in our life. But the steps on how to do it is the same. We need to build awareness of our ability to hear our thoughts, to be able to observe them, so we're not taken over by them. And in order to build the awareness, we need to connect to the way our body feels. We need to connect to the feeling so we can take our attention away from our thoughts and into our body. And we do that by meditation. But the way that we get better at meditation is by feeling better in the body. And we feel better in the body by doing a practice like flow training. So now that we feel better in the body, now we're able to meditate more. We're able to meditate deeper when we do. It becomes more enjoyable because we feel better as we are meditating. It's not like such an uphill battle. We're not having to try to feel this uncomfortable, constant uncomfortable behavior. It's like we're having to fight inside. It feels so uncomfortable and we're having to sit there and just deal with it. We don't have to do that. We can actually sit there and feel comfortable because we got rid of the discomfort with flow training. Now when you're sitting there and you're meditating, you feel good. So now you're meditating, you're increasing your awareness. You're starting to become aware of your thoughts versus being reactive to your thoughts. So now when we become aware of our thoughts, then we can see that, man, I keep having to prove myself. You can start to see in situations, you start to see your reaction. Wow, I'm acting in this way because I'm trying to prove myself. I'm acting in that way because I need the validation. So I'll keep arguing with this person because I just want to feel right. Oh, okay. Why do I need to feel right? Let me see, when in my life was I feeling wrong? Did I feel stupid? Did I feel smart? Did I feel like, that I needed to prove to myself that I'm better? When did this happen? And then we start to remember, man, we got picked on so much in the past. People have made fun of us and we felt very dumb. We felt very stupid. And we needed to go and now prove to them that we're smart. So then it just became this idea that I constantly need to go ahead and prove myself, that everybody needs to agree with me in order for me to validate myself. So then now we realize where it came from. We decide that we're not going to do that anymore. That's just a thing of the past. So now at this point, we focus on retraining this habit. Anytime when we are trying to prove to another person, we stop it. We stop it by catching it after it happens first. And then afterwards, once we catch it after it happens, we start to catch it before it happens. See, we start to become aware of these things. This takes a lot of work. And the best time to do it is right now. Because the more that you focus on doing this, the more you're changing. You're changing all these little things about yourself. And all these things that we talk about, all the things that everybody's talking about, the difference is you'll actually be able to do it. It won't just be this, I wish. No, there's no I wish. You can actually do it. Because what I'm telling you is very specific steps on how to do it. And I know this can sound a little overwhelming. I totally understand. If I'm listening to myself as I'm saying this, 6 years ago, I'd be like, okay, so where do I start? What do I do? Right? And I'm like, well, I just said what to do. Can you say that again? So I totally get it. I understand. So now you can watch this video over and over and over again. But this is where Flow Tribe comes in. So this way you can go, okay, Mike, I understand what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. Now I'm trying to take what you're saying and apply it to this situation. I agree with what you're saying, but I can't yet connect it to my situation. I need help here. And that's where I come in. Okay, Mike. So you jump into the chats. We have a Telegram group, you know, and you jump in. You can show a voice memo. You can type in a message. All right, Mike, here's the scenario. Or you just type it, and sometimes you share with the rest of the group, and somebody will jump in and share, and I see it, and I share. And we share our perspectives. You can do it in a voice memo. You can do it in training coaching calls. That's why we do coaching calls twice a week. It takes me hours. I've been doing calls today since 10 o'clock. So I've been going 4 hours now. So it's a good amount of work, you know, it's a good amount of work, but I'm very committed to helping you guys. You know, I'm really passionate about this. I love it. So that's why right after that, I just jumped in and started chatting with y'all. So, but that's where it comes in to where you can actually share your situation, and then we share it and help you out, help you guide you on specifically what to do, and give you a different perspective that maybe you're not able to see at the time. So if this sounds like something that fits you, you know, then join in, man. You know, flowtribe.us, and you can try it out. You can try it out and see how you like it. If you don't like it, you can cancel in 2 weeks and get all your money back. So it's no big deal. I purposely made it that way, so this way we can let people try it out, see how they like it. It's $49 a month. That's it. You know, and I made it really low, even though I put in hours and hours every single week. And I know people that charge a lot for this stuff. And this is not a workout type of, just a workout membership, even though we train our butts off. But what we're talking about is a lot more deeper, like the things that we share here, except we do it back and forth.